Hi everybody, Josiah here, also known as Chilling Silence, and today we're going to do something a little bit more behind the scenes. So I want to do something really simple, really easy for a lot of people to understand. You see, yesterday was the change of epoch for Odocrypt, and I often get asked, like, what does it mean? So what? Hey, where are you going, little dude? I often get asked about it and ways that I can explain it in really simple to understand ways, I guess. Just because it's, like, let's be honest, we're in a technical field here, and oftentimes when people are trying to explain some of the subtle nuances that make DigiByte really great, it's difficult for them to explain. So what I'm going to do is let's come over here. We can say hi to Crypto Bird Link. Anyway. So what I'll do is I'll start off. So these are some of the miners. I want to kind of show them off a little bit. Let's just move some of the food away. Right. So what we have here is these three are the DE10 Nanos. Now you'll probably hear me mentioning them a bit. These are some of the original ones that we were doing the testing with. They're really low power. There's no fan. They each use around about 8 watts. Now over here we have the Cyclone 5 starter kit. I've got 2 of them as well, also what I was using for testing, and these are currently off. They're not doing anything. But these 3 over here, they're currently solo mining. Now, also down here I have a couple of these. These are the F1 minis. You'll have to excuse the cables here. What I've done is I've actually pulled off the fan because it was a bit of a pain. Didn't really need it as I was trying to make the heatsink attached to these. Now these ones do make a little bit of noise, but they're also a significant amount more powerful, I suppose. So, what does this all mean? Well, if you think about it, so mining is basically working out solve for X. Now solve for X is the simplest way of describing what it is that miners are doing. Every single second they're doing tens of thousands of millions of different hashes. And so solve for X is the easiest way for you to explain to somebody what they're doing and why they are valuable. Because with this solve for X, there's no easy way for you to solve it in advance or game the system or anything other than just simply random guesses and just literally hoping you get it right. So solve for X is what miners are doing. Now Odocrypt is clever because it changes the way that you need to figure X out every 10 days. So every 10 days, the math behind it basically changes. Now, this is why it is anti-ASIC, basically, because you can do it on FPGAs, which you've seen behind me over there. So you can see them sitting down there. Now, FPGAs are semi-off-the-shelf hardware that already exists, that's already used for a bunch of other things, that is commodity hardware, basically. So this is as close as you can get to an ASIC without being an ASIC. Now, the reason for this is that they're actually reprogrammable. And so every 10 days you have to reprogram them with this new algorithm, with this updated way of figuring out X and finding out what it is. So this is why we've gone with FPGAs for Odocrypt. Now, don't get me wrong, ASICs are still great. We still need them. They offer a lot of security for the network. But it's also great to have this diversity of hash power. Now, this particular hash power is able to be done with off-the-shelf hardware, which means that there is no single entity which creates most of the hardware, which again would create centralization. Now, because we have Odocrypt plus ASICs, again, we're slightly ahead of the curve there. So that's pretty cool as well. But anyway, so this is basically what all of those miners are doing. So every 10 days, the way that they have to find X changes. They have to be reprogrammed. And this actually happened to me yesterday. It was quite funny because the software that I was running on my computer over there had actually crashed because I'm running about 5 or 6 different nodes on it. And it had closed down the auto programmer. So this auto programmer didn't program them, and so all of a sudden my miners stopped working, which was pretty cool because it works. Odocrypt works. It's great. So this is a really awesome little. I suppose it's an innovation. It's something new. I don't believe any other. Cryptocurrency is specifically focusing on FPGAs in that same kind of way. And it looks like Link wants to get on the camera there, so good job, buddy. You're famous now. But Odocrypt is something that we should celebrate, and I'm really proud of the DigiByte development team for coming up with it. It was a great honor to be able to help with all of the testing, and that's why I have all of that hardware behind me. So this is what miners are doing. They're solving for X, and when they find X, they're rewarded with DigiByte when they validate and verify the transactions. So anyway, I hope this has been informational for you, and I hope you've learned a thing or two. I hope you're able to use this example when you're subsequently explaining it to other people as well, because a lot of people simply don't know what it is that the miners do, or why Odocrypt does what it does, or what any of it means. Because let's be honest, it's a pretty technical space, and we are trying to educate a lot of non-technical people. So anyway, feel free to reach out in the comment section below. I'm thinking actually what I might do is do a little bit of a giveaway. I happen to have another one or two of these F1 minis that are still in the box. Again, like I mentioned, I've got some that are over there that are powered off right now because I've simply been too busy doing these other videos and things like that to set them up. But I've got two that are in a box, so maybe I'll give one of those away. Maybe we can, instead of the usual you must like and subscribe and tell a million people, why not keep it to yourself and better your odds of winning an F1 Mini? Well, yeah, let's do something like that. I'll think about that over the next day or two, and we'll figure out how we're going to do that, and maybe it'll be something in the comment section of a future video. So, if you're watching this, stay tuned, give it a like, subscribe. Don't tell other people about it, though, because if you do, they're obviously going to have a chance to get themselves something. Anyway, I just thought it might be something nice that I could do, seeing as I've got a couple of them just sitting down there. But I digress. So, if you have any comments, feel free to sing out in the comment section below. You can tweet me on Twitter. I'm at DGB_chilling. Or otherwise, I'll talk to you in the next video. See you tomorrow. Cheers.